hope you're all well. Today I'm going to record a relaxation class. So it's all just stretches, get the body nice and free, and then we'll do a few minutes at the end, a little bit of meditation just to help you relax. Probably need it this time of year. Feel free to put your own music on, just something nice and calm, nothing too crazy, nothing too lyrical. I normally put on Spotify like no lyric pop covers. I always find that's quite nice for this sort of class. We're going to stretch you out and then just relax you. So we're going to start, we'll always start in our neutral, so you want to bring your feet hip width apart. If you're not sure where that is, if you have your feet together, take them out to a wide V and then straighten them up. This brings you roughly hip width apart. Make sure your feet are nice and planted on the floor, the weight's nice and even, but you're not letting your feet collapse in too much or out. Once you go there, you're going to work up to your knees, make sure those knees are soft, they're not locked in, they are soft. Pull the body nice and tall, open up in that chest, make sure the head's not pulling forward. Take a few deep breaths there, make sure you're nice and set, ready to go. You want your thumbs facing forward rather than in and rounded. We're going to bring our head back a little bit, and we're going to look side to side, starting with our neck stretches. Always good to warm up the neck to begin with. We're going to look over, we're going to take a deep breath in. Exhale, so you can go a little bit further. And the same on the other side. Look over, take a deep breath in. Exhale, relax a bit further into that stretch. Centre, going to go ear to shoulder. When you go ear to shoulder, make sure you're not lifting those shoulders up, you keep them nice and relaxed. It's just the neck we want to move. The weight of our head is so heavy, we don't need to yank it down. We can just let that head hang. And again, as you take it over, take a nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, just relax into that stretch a little bit more. And the same on the other side. And centre. We're going to tuck our chin tight to our chest. Take a deep breath into the ribs. Exhale, looking up to the ceiling. Back down, chin to your chest. Deep breath into the ribs again. Exhale up to the ceiling. And back to your neutral. We're going to roll your shoulders backwards a few times. So bring them up, round, back and down. Freeing up those shoulders. Then we're going to put one of our hands on our hips. This is going to stop our hips from twisting, because we want our hips to stay facing forward so we don't encourage twisting in the knees. With our other hand, we're going to take it up high, back behind you. And you can look at your hand as you're twisting. You're going to bring it in. Take it to the middle, back behind you. And in, down low, back behind you. And then all the way up to the ceiling. Look up as you go. And then back down. Do the same on the other side. So my upper body's twisting, but my hips are staying forward. To the middle, down low, and up to the ceiling. I'm going to repeat that again. So up high, out wide, down low, and up to the ceiling. And down, same again. Up high, out wide, down low, and then up to the ceiling. And then do both at the same time. We don't need to look around for these ones because we can't pick a side. Out wide, down low, up to the ceiling. Really pull the body tall. If you're arching in your back, that's fine. Just make sure you reset back to your neutral when you come here. And again, up high, out wide, down low, and up to the ceiling. And down. We're going to do our lateral leans. We're going to lean side to side. Again, keep those shoulders relaxed. Let that head just hang. We may as well get that extra neck stretch while we're here. Letting the body lean laterally, leaning side to side. And then we're going to start taking the opposite arm up too. So as we go over, we're going to lift this arm up. If your palm is facing the ceiling, you help stretch out the fascia a bit more. If you find that's too tight, you can have your palm facing down, and you may feel you can get a little bit further. As you're doing this, make sure those knees stay soft. Try not let them lock in, and try not let the hips pull forward. So warming up that spine. And back down. And take both hands in line with the ears. Why I say the ears are not behind the head is you tend to pull your head forward, and we don't want to encourage that. So elbows open, shoulders down. We're going to twist in the upper body, keeping those hips forward. So exhale, twist. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist to the opposite side. Making sure those hips aren't moving. It's almost like you're asking your hips to twist the opposite way. Keep those shoulders down, elbows open. And center. Bring those arms down. We're going to take our feet a little bit wider. When they're wide on our mat, we don't want our feet to be facing dead forward because naturally they will want to go out a little bit. Again, knees are soft. We're going to take the arms open. We're going to twist. Twist mainly in the upper body, a little bit in the hips, but try not to twist too much in the knees. We're going to take this hand to opposite knee or shin or foot, wherever you can reach to, what feels comfortable for you. And then you're going to come back up to upright and then do the same on the opposite side. We're doing our windmills, so you're just twisting, tapping, lifting, twisting. So not only are we twisting in our spine and our lower back, but we're stretching out our hamstrings, the muscles down the back of our legs. Keep going with that, feeling that body starting to warm up. Making sure you're coming back to upright in between each set. Last one. And come up. You can start with a few tiptoes to your feet wide. If you feel unsteady, you can bring them hip width apart. If you're happy starting out wide, then start here. Just coming up and down, make sure that weight's nice and even on the feet, and it's coming up onto the balls of the feet. From there, we're going to walk our feet in. Just going to hip width apart again, coming up and down here. Holding nice and strong. See if you can hold for a couple of seconds. If coming up and down is enough, then just do that. Warming up those feet and those ankles. Your final one, you're going to hold up nice and tall as long as you can. Really focus on your feet. They're the ones doing a lot of the hard work for the balance. Keeping that chest open and body tall. Try not to let the head pull forward. If you need to focus on your spot, then do, before coming back down. Okay, we're going to stand at the back of your mat and then do a roll down. So feet are going to start hip width apart, knees soft, not looking in. Pull the body tall, open that chest, make sure the pelvis is in its neutral. Head back, chin down and roll your body forward. Keeping those knees soft. Take yourself to whatever feels comfortable for you for your hanging position. And then roll it back up. Tuck that tailbone under, stack the vertebrae, bring the chest tall. When you come up, make sure these hips don't pull forward or these shoulders aren't still curved forward. You are putting yourself tall in between. And again. And again. This time we're going to come to the bottom. We're going to walk our hands forward, trying to keep our heels down for as long as we can before coming down onto all fours. When you're on all fours, we're going to come straight down into child's pose. Bum on those heels, stretch those arms out, let the head rest on the floor. If this is uncomfortable for you and you can't get your bum on your heels or anywhere near, you can be in cat pose instead, which is on all fours. You tuck your tailbone under, you push up into your lower back and you let the head hang. Hold that there. But if not, if you're happy, come down to child's pose. Take a few breaths there. We're going to walk our hands over to our right. Again, let that head rest. And then walk them over to your left. Back to your right. And back to your left. Before coming back to the middle. We'll walk our hands forward and we'll come down onto our stomachs. So lying down nice and flat. You want your legs fairly wide, pubic mound, so you can feel it flat on the floor. And we'll rest down there, let the body melt into the mat for a minute. We'll gently push up onto our elbows into extension. Elbows roughly underneath the shoulders, pushing up nice and tall. Breathe into that stretch. If that feels good for you and you can't feel much of a stretch there, you can push your hands into the floor and lift up a bit more. It doesn't have to be fully extended, you can have your elbows bent. Just take yourself to the position where it feels comfortable. And hold for a few breaths there. We're extending that back, we're trying to pull up nice and tall. And you're going to slowly curl back down until your chest is on the floor. Let the body breathe into the mat again. Before bringing yourself back up into extension. Again, if you want to push up for 3, few breaths there, pulling that spine nice and tall and long. And then we come back down again. You can just rest your head on your hands or however is comfortable. You're going to bend both your knees. Try to keep that pelvis pressed into the floor. It may want to lift up a bit, but you want to keep it pressed down. You're just going to let your legs drop to one side. The other hip will lift off the floor, that's fine. Let them drop one way, and then drop the other way. So we're using our legs to help twist our pelvis, to help manoeuvre that lower back. Just gently rocking side to side. See if you can get a bit further each time. And then back to the middle, pushing the pelvis down. We're going to put all these heels towards our bum. Almost like you're trying to lift those knees off the floor. And then rest down. You're going to bend one leg, use the same side hand and pull this heel towards your leg. Again, keeping this pelvis as close to the floor as you can get it without it lifting up. We're stretching our quads down the front of that leg. Breathe into that stretch. You're going to let the heel pull out. Again, keeping it pulled into your heel pulled into your bum. And you can take it across the body a bit more. And back to the middle. And gently rest down. Do the same on the opposite side. Let that leg pull out. And then across. Back to the middle, and rest down. We're going to push ourselves up onto all fours in your box position, so wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, and back nice and flat, so you're not arching or bending anywhere. From here, we're going to do our cat-cow. Tuck your tailbone under, push up into your lower back, let your head hang low. Take a deep breath in and out there, and then you're going to switch. You're going to stick your tailbone up, sink down between the shoulder blades, and look up. And then rock again. And again, taking a nice deep breath in and out in between. So I'm sinking down, I'm looking up, I'm rocking in between those two. If you want to add to this, you can start doing circles. So as you pull back in cat. So you lift up into cat position, you pull back. As you come forward and bending the cow, pull yourself up and roll back again. Rolling that spine round, warming it up. I'm going to flatten off. I'm going to do my favourite, my wiggling dog. So you push your hips one way, and then you look down at the hips on that side. And then you do the other side, you push your hips away, then you look at them on that side. A bit like an open bracket, closed bracket sort of shape. It's a version of our lateral leans, with making our spine go laterally, side to side. Keeping the back flat as you do this, try not let it dip. And flatten off. From here we're going to do our shoulder drops and lifts. We're going to sink down between our shoulder blades and then push up tall. My lower back isn't actually moving, it's all just my upper back. So I'm sinking down to my shoulder blades, my elbows aren't bending, they're staying still. And then I'm pushing up tall, sinking down in, pushing up tall, so getting these shoulder blades to glide across my back. Coming up, and they're squeezing together. Pushing up away, squeezing together. Our next move is our thread the needle, so come back to neutral. With the hand that you're not threading through, you can move it forward just a little bit more. And then as you thread this arm through, if you want to get more of a stretch, you can bend the supporting arm. Try and make sure the pelvis isn't moving around with you, that's staying still. It's the twist in the thoracic spinal one, and then swap over. So bring the other hand slightly further forward, thread through, and up, and over. Keep going with that. Twisting in that thoracic spine. If it's comfortable, you can hold it for a few seconds. You can drop right down if that's comfortable and just move this hand out of the way. It's a lovely stretch for that thoracic spine. And bring yourself back up. Okay, we're going to come on to our sides now. If you've got a couple of blocks, use your blocks, or if you've got a pillow or whatever you want to use, just something to lift your head off the floor so it's not down. You want it about shoulder height to your neck. So, lying on our sides, your knees can just be bent wherever feels comfortable for you. You're going to take your top arm and you're going to circle it all the way up, over, back past the head. You can roll open as you open up in that chest. Bring that hand round and over the bum. Don't worry if you can't reach the floor the whole way round. That's not a problem. Just do the best you can. Circling that shoulder round. If this makes you feel a bit dizzy, then don't worry about trying to turn your head as well. Just keep it where it is. If you can turn your head, lovely. It gives you that bit of extra neck stretch while we're here. Opening up all the way around. And then our next one, we're going to do our bow and arrow. So we're going to pull this top hand over and past our bottom hand. I'm going to slide it across the body, taking the elbow to the floor. So you can open up the chest, see if you can touch that elbow down. If you can do it with ease, then make sure your hips are still stacked, that they haven't rolled back too far. If it is struggling a bit, you can let the hips go back a little bit more if you need that extra stretch. Then we're going to fire it away, past that hand, and then back. Pull it away, slide it back and open. I'm going to hold it there for 10 seconds. Breathing into that stretch. And then bring it forward again. I'm going to just slide my blocks out the way a little bit. So I want to take my hands behind my head. I'm going to take my top leg out straight. And I want that top leg in line with my head, so it's not too far forward to begin with. I'm going to pull my body long, like I'm trying to stretch. Get a little few inches taller. Kick the leg forward to the floor. And you're going to roll open, a bit like you're stargazing. Ideally, you want your head to be on the floor nice and relaxed, but if it's too tight, then don't worry. And if this elbow here is uncomfortable for whatever reason, you can have it down by your side. You're going to breathe into that stretch. If you want to get your hamstring, you can flex your foot as well. And then you're going to realign. Pull the body tall again, pull that leg up, pull that head straight up, like you've been stretched apart, and then kick back, or kick forward, roll back again. You can either just keep going forwards and backwards if you want to make it quite dynamic, or if you're quite happy just to kick forward, roll back, and sit there for a few breaths, feel free. And then realign again. You can bring these blocks back or your pillow, whatever you have to be more comfortable. I'm going to bring myself up. So I'm just going to do one side press up. I know I said it's no hard work. We've got to do one to get us up. So arm across onto the ribs, top hand in front, deep breath in. As you exhale, you're pushing up, trying not to leave the head. I'll show you that again. I'm pushing up, I'm trying not to leave my head, like that. Lovely. We'll swivel over, so move your pillow or whatever you have to the opposite side, and we'll start again on this side. So, lying on your side, nice and comfy, however your legs feel most comfortable. We'll start with our circle, so this top hand comes up, around, we open up in our chest. Excuse me, taking it round. Circling all the way around, like you're drawing a chalk circle or a big hula hoop on the floor. Opening up in that chest, rolling back, bringing the arm around and over. If you have any sticky bits where you're like, oh yeah, I can feel it a bit tighter there, you can just rest in that position for a few seconds longer before bringing it back around. Last one. And then we're going to do our bow and arrows on this side. So top hand onto your bottom hand, slide it away, pull it back across the body. One hand stays on the chest as you try and pull that elbow down. Same again, if that's easy, make sure those hips are stacked. If you find it a bit hard, you can let those hips drop a bit more. Pulling it away and sliding it back. pull, slide, 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 open up in that chest. Last one, same again, and hold this for 10 seconds. And bring it forward. Slide your blocks out the way, hands behind your head, kick that top leg out straight, pull it away from you, pull that head up, kick the leg forward to the floor and open up in that chest as you're rolling back. Again, if you want to get that sciatic nerve to stretch, you can flex the foot as well. So heels down, toes up. Then realign, pull that body long again, and kick forward and roll back. And same again, if you just want to go forward, backwards, or if you just want to sit and relax in that stretch for a few more breaths, whatever feels good for you. And then realign. Grab your blocks back. You're going to do your one side press up, bottom arm across, top hand in front. Deep breath in, exhale, pushing up. We're going to push ourselves up so we can slide our blocks out of the way and we just end up in the same position we did earlier. We're going to come onto our backs. So lying on our backs, we're going to go into our bridge. So we start with our feet hip width apart, knees hip width apart, and you want your feet underneath your knees. If this is too tight, you can have your feet slightly further away, it's not a problem, but ideally we want them underneath. We'll start with a few pelvic tilts, so you push your lower back into the mat, and then you arch off. You might not be able to see very well in this jumper, but here I've got a big hollow underneath my back. When I push it down, I can't get my hand underneath. So you just rock between the two. With your hands, you either want your thumbs facing up or your palms facing up, just to stop your shoulders rounding forwards and down. Rocking backwards and forwards, lengthening that spine, aligning that pelvis, and then we're going to curl up into our bridge. We're going to push our lower back down, tuck our tailbone up, start pushing evenly into those feet, and bring these hips nice and high, making sure we're not flaring our ribs, they're staying nice and flat, before curling back down. We really want to get that lower back to press into the mat before our pelvis touches down. Keep going with that, up and down in your own time, really focusing on each vertebrae lifting up, and then each vertebrae lowering down, getting that small wall of your back in before the hard part of your pelvis touches down. If you want to start holding for a few seconds, you can. This is not a hard working Pilates class, this is just a relaxed one, so whatever feels nice on your body. And do a couple more. Last one, really see how high you can get that spine up, that pelvis up without flaring the ribs. Keep that tailbone tucked under before curling back down. Lovely. We'll do a hamstring stretch. We're going to take one leg up to the ceiling. You can hold on to the back of it if you want. If you want to make this a bit more intense, you can straighten the other leg down to the floor. And if you want to get your sciatic nerve, you can flex the foot as well. Breathe into that stretch. Try not to let the head or the chin pull up too much. And then rest down. Do the same on the other side. So take that leg up. Again, if you want to stretch that other leg away, then do. And if you want to flex that foot, then do. And just breathe there. And then rest out. From here. We're going to have our arms open. We're going to put our feet and our knees together. We're going to let them drop to one side and you're going to look over to the opposite side. And then rock side to side. So knees go down. If you can get them to the floor, brilliant. Don't panic if you can't. Get to where feels comfortable. Knees dropping to one side, body going over, or head going over to the opposite side. If you want to make it harder, you can put these knees even closer, or those heels even closer. And then coming back up, back to your neutral. We're going to hug one knee into our chest. We're going to slide the opposite leg down. Try to get that calf all the way to the floor so they're not just kind of hanging in the air. And take a nice deep breath. As you exhale, you're going to hug this knee in even tighter. You can point and flex both of your feet. This helps with the fascial shear, we call it, or it's the gliding of the fascia up and down. So those muscles going up and down, it's taking the fascia with them. And we'll swap sides. So hug the other knee in, stretch the other leg, get that calf down, deep breath in. As you exhale, hug that knee in nice and tight and point and flex both feet again. And swap over again. And again. I'm going to bring both legs up. If you want them straight above you, you can. If that's too much, you can have the legs bent a little bit. Doesn't matter, whichever you prefer. I'm going to circle those ankles around. You can do your wrists as well at the same time. I know a lot of people that helps with the coordination. So go around both ways. Some people like to do them both around the same way at the same time. I like to do them opposite directions, so I find that easier. And we're going to do our hip flexor stretch. So we're going to take one leg, thread it through the other, foot goes to the floor, and that knee is just going to plop open. Try to keep the lower back fairly down, try not to let it arch up here, because otherwise it's that back that's creating the movement rather than our hip flexor stretching. So breathe into that stretch, let that knee just rest down. If you can't feel much there, you can thread the foot through a bit more, bring the heel closer to the bum. See if you can get a little bit more. Again, trying to keep the back of your sacrum down on the floor. Breathe into that stretch. And then do the same on the opposite side. So realign before going over to the opposite side. Breathe into that stretch, let that knee just drop down. And back up. I'm going to put both feet together. I'm just going to let those knees drop open. Again, trying to keep that lower back down. Feel the stretch through that groin. As you can see, mine are very flexible in this direction. And then bring them back close. Bring them hip width apart again. We're going to keep the back of our ribs down, back of our head down, back of our shoulder blades down. We take both arms up above the head, to the floor behind us. If you really struggle touching down, you can have your thumbs up, or you can have them on top of your pillow or something so they don't have to go all the way down. And bring them down by our side. And back up. If you are struggling to touch the floor, hopefully by the end of doing a few of these, you should be that little bit closer to the floor, if not touching. rock side to side. If you've got any osteoporosis or any osteoarthritis, anything like that, I probably wouldn't rock side to side, just because we don't want to create small fractures. But just gently, it's not too bad, but you don't want to be doing big rocks. Everyone else's is lovely to massage the spine. The closer you hug your knees into your chest, the more you're rolling on your thoracic spine and your lumbar spine. The further you push your knees away, the more you're rolling on your SI joints, which is quite nice. Sometimes you can feel a little lump under one if there's slight inflammation there, almost like a little pebble. I always say if you just kind of roll onto it, hold onto it, use your body weight to help kind of let it melt away. And then we're going to rest down. This is the part where we're going to come to our meditation. So I want you to be nice and comfortable and nice and warm. Hopefully your houses are lovely and warm, but if they're not, then go grab a blanket or something where you can really feel you can just relax. And you're going to be lying down for about 10 minutes, so however's comfortable for you. You don't have to be on your backs, you can be on your sides, you can be on your front, however you would normally relax most while lying on the floor. Feel free, if you're in your bedroom, to go get into bed. I'm going to lie like this and talk you through the meditation, but however feels comfortable for you. So what I want you to do is get in your comfortable position now. Feel free to pause it, run and get what you need, and then lie down. So what you're going to do, you're going to lie down, you're going to close your eyes, pull your blanket up, whatever you have, get nice and comfy. With your eyes closed, I want you to picture you're on a lovely sunny beach. You can hear the waves crashing in and out. You're lying on the warm, soft sand. You can feel the warmth of the sun beating down on your body, on your skin, warming you up from the outside in. As you're lying on your nice hot and sandy beach, you can hear the waves. As you inhale, the waves come into shore, and as you exhale, they draw back out into the ocean. You're going to take a nice deep breath in, and the warm water from the sea is going to come over those feet, just to your ankles, and as you exhale, it's going to draw away, taking any tension with it, leaving those feet nice and relaxed. Inhale the warm water over the feet, up to the knees. As you exhale, it draws away, relieving any tension from those joints. Nice breath in, warm water's coming up over those legs to your hips. And as you exhale, it draws away, leaving your legs and your toes feeling completely relaxed. As you breathe in, that water's coming up, over your hips, over your ribs, over your hands and your elbows. And as you exhale, draws away, taking any tension with it. You're going to inhale the lovely water coming up over the body, over your elbows, up to your shoulders, filling that body with warmth. And as you exhale, it draws away, leaving all your joints feeling completely relaxed. Your next deep inhale is going to come up over your body and over your head. You can still breathe under this lovely warm water. And as you exhale, it's taking away any tension from your head, from your eyes and your mouth, your jaw, your tongue, your neck, your shoulders, your elbows, each little vertebrae, your wrists and your fingers, your hips, down through your knees, your ankles and your toes. It's going to leave your body feeling completely relaxed. I'm going to leave you there on your hot, sunny beach, feeling the sun warming you up, breathing in the waves and breathing out the waves. When you're ready, you're going to wiggle your toes and your fingers. Slowly start breathing that energy back into your body. You can open your eyes. And then when you're ready, you can bring yourself back up. I thought I'd actually do a few minutes at the end, because a lot of you probably have YouTube, and most people have their videos on autoplay when the next one would come up, and I thought there'd be nothing worse, just as you kind of get in the zone for the next video or an advert or something to start playing, so at least that one's finished. Feel free, if you're relaxed now, just turn off YouTube and take a few more minutes to yourself. I really hope that you've managed to do this video and it's helped you feel a little bit looser, and I can't wait to see you again. So I hope you have a lovely time, and I'll see you